Yo, what's going on? Coming to you from the new studio. I'm not sure. Trying something new out here, trying to make the best of the situation we're in. We're in Guttenberg, Iowa. I'm in the basement. There's a kitchen behind me. It's not the kitchen for the house, but it is like a mini kitchen. I think that what this kitchen behind me was used for was for canning. So like jars, preserves, jellies, that kind of thing, pickles. And I think in that room, like on the other side of this wall, is like, I haven't looked in there yet, but I'm guessing there's like a prepper's worth of like pickles and jellies and stuff, I think. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Let's see. All right. Yo, what's going on? Stevie's here. Mark Chankoko. I'm trying something new. So for the longest time, I've been trying to keep it super simple with the live streams and everything that's going on. But I figure there's a basement in here now, and I got some space. Brian Gruyon says, you can hear me. Jeff Elliott says, audio sounds good. Michael Sessler says, yes. All right, cool. So I got space. I don't have to pack up and unpack stuff. I could leave stuff out. So I've kind of got a setup where I'm looking at it, and yeah, I think it's working. Spencer West said, first thing he heard was pickles and jelly. Yeah. Yeah. So we're trying it out. So we got the microphone here. Now you can kind of see it. But I thought I'd put it a little bit closer to me. We try that. I think I'm a little hot on the mic, but we'll see how that goes. So tinkering around with it. I'm using OBS for streaming. So it's going to let me do cool stuff. Like also, like if I pull up like a website, for example, we could do this and we could look at like a website together. That's kind of cool, right? So I thought that'd be kind of fun to do, and now we can play around and we can just have more fun doing like, I don't know, like I'm like finally like my feet were dragged into like 2017 or so. So I'm slowly catching up to this whole live stream thing. So, and Steve Ehrenberg says basement hostage situation. For sure, I thought of that many times. And so already I've been thinking about what is my phrase going to be. Because you guys saw me run today. So I went for a run. It wasn't like, who was that YouTuber? There was a YouTuber where like, she was like in her backyard or something like that. And the videos got real weird. It was like her just like dancing, spinning around in circles and stuff. People thought, whatever happened with that? Anyway. So I was thinking about that situation. I was like, this situation looks like that situation. So, although I'm sure you guys know I'm fine. So I'm thinking like, what's the phrase that I could tell you guys like for the future that you guys would know, like, all right, someone go over there and go get him because he needs some help. So let me know what you guys think. Oh, I'm clipping the mic just a bit. All right, let's turn that down a little then. All right, so hopefully that does it. I can kind of, I think I am still clipping a lot. Let's check this out. There's too many knobs for me to play around with. Okay, so let's see how that is. Yeah, wink twice if I'm forced to like broadcast from the basement. No, Daniel M says SJD has the studio. This is the Rungeon. No, I don't know. I thought like having like, I don't know what to do. I put the shoes over here. I feel like it looks kind of cheesy. I think I might just hang like a pair of shoes from this towel rack right here. I think I might do that. Cause this, I'm not sure I like these. It's kind of nice, but I don't know. Maybe like when I'm making like regular videos, I'm talking about the shoe, I can have like, if I'm doing like a versus, then I put the shoes like up there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll play around with it. We'll see. JC says, this is a non-elite basement. It is. I mean, it's a regular like basement. There's like other furniture in here. There's a fridge, like a drinks fridge is over there, which is nice and convenient. There's like a chest freezer thing, which is nice. None of it's mine, but that's all stuff's in here. So the racement. Oh, Jeff Elliott racement. That's cool. Good shoe, bad shoe. Oh yeah, that's like do more speed work. No, low intensity. That's pretty funny. Martha asks, how long am I supposed to be in Iowa just so we know when to start worrying? It's up in the air, right? So we figured like the courthouses are closed in Chicago till July. And we pulled our daughters out of like any sort of like commitments for daycare and summer camps. So someone's going to need to stay home to watch them anyway. So and it's not like I wouldn't feel comfortable having like a babysitter come over to our house. So that's gonna, it kind of takes me out of commission for most of the summer. So we're thinking like at least June. There have been some developments as well. So we may go stay, if they quarantine and we quarantine, we might actually go stay with my mother-in-law, because that way the girls will have like grandma and grandpa to hang out with. So that'd be nice. And they have a much nicer deck and a fire pit and a very nice coffee machine. And so it's just a little bit more comfortable. Not that I'm not comfortable here, but yeah. So Fragrance Journey says, loving the new studio. Thanks. Fridge is perfect for the Thursday live stream. It is. And my wife did buy me a very nice option, a mixer pack. So I have a couple of different beers to try over the next couple of live streams. And I realized today was Monday Mukbang, but I have no way of like getting stuff right now. I mean, I guess we could order stuff from Amazon, but Amazon stuff takes about a week to get here because we're a little bit more further out. So I figure we'll just figure out this new studio situation here and play around with that. Yeah, yo, what's going on? What shoes did you bring to Iowa? I brought almost all of them. I got like 12 of them here. Let me show you guys. I'll show you. Like I'm Sneaker Santa. So just put all the shoes in a bag, and this is what they are. So it's like, this is like what a dozen shoes in a bag looks like. And as I was moving out, like not moving out, but getting out of the apartment, I was like carrying it around like this. So I was like Sneaker Santa. So that's that. This is what I brought. Yeah. So and then I realized, oh man, there's like a whole bunch of dirt roads here. So I may have brought like all the wrong shoes. All right, we got super chat from Michael Sessler saying gas money for back and forth to Chicago. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. That's very generous. And yeah, we're gonna need some gas money because I did the drive Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday I did a back and forth. So it was a lot of driving, but I'm hoping to not really do that much driving unless it's driving to go somewhere fun to go run. We might do groceries. We're going to try. I think we have enough food to last us 2 weeks here, or about 2 weeks. And then if we do need something, we might do like one of the Walmarts. I guess the closest Walmart is still like 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. But I think they do like the curbside, so like they'll just drop it into your trunk, if you order it online stuff. So we'll do that. Yeah, Martha says soybean and corn tasting Monday. That's the two exports here, that and pork. Cool. Eddie Chan says kind of looks like you looted a sneaker shop. Yeah, sorry for too soon. No, that's cool. It's that's an expensive bag of shoes, I think. Tim Sims says, no lie, the sneaker sack got me disturbed as someone that stores them in boxes for careful transport. Yeah, I know. Normally I have them stacked in like those plastic containers with the doors on it, But I was like, I need to figure out a way to be able to save space. So I did it that way, and then I'll unload them here. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them, but there's an entire basement down here that no one's using, so I might just let them spread out. Just keep them off the floor maybe, but yeah. So, yeah, one of the things that I want to talk about, I previewed you guys this thing over here where I could look at like websites and stuff, but it seems like racing is back, right? So I got a message from someone, Michelle, who said she did a race in Indiana. Let me see if I can find the link to that race. All right, where did she put that? I put it in it was in my messages. Here we go. It was the when. All right, are you guys hearing me now? Am I back? Is it back? Audio? I think the audio is back. All right. I think we got audio. Okay. All right. So I think we got at least some audio. This is the microphone just from the laptop itself. I think this battery, I think, is just it's just dead. I've been trying to charge it as we go, but I just drained it. At least I hope that's what the problem is. You would think that charging it as it goes would be enough, but all right. So we got some audio here. Hopefully, let's make sure it's not clipping. But I think we got it here. Okay. So here's this race that went, and Michelle on Instagram told me about it, and she mentioned it on one of the live streams. And so here it is, When Pigs Fly 5K trail run, and this event actually happened. And the way they were going to do it is a trail run, which kind of I think we were all talking about that trail runs would be the first ones to come back because there's not as many spectators. It's easier to keep distance. And so they had lots of stuff about like, making sure that it stays safe. All the bibs were like mailed to people. And so there was no like race day pickup. I don't think there was any in-person bib pickup either. And there was no same day registration. And yeah, so it says like no, there will be no on-site registration. All participants will be pre-registered online. And then, oh, there was on-site packet pickup. So there was that. And then there was a lot of requirements. So it had to be self-sufficient, which is fine, I guess, for a trail race. There were no water stops. That makes sense. And then you have to be in good health for at least 2 weeks. So that was another thing. And then once you pick up your race number, you have to like immediately start your race. So I think that was it was like a kind of like a rolling start. It wasn't exactly like start whenever you want, but like it was kind of like once you like got to a certain point, you had to go and start your race or like right then. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, 5K trail run, Frank Lahulia says, is a little weird. That is a little weird. But I mean, like Michelle was telling me on Instagram was like, like the race energy was definitely different. It was very like, lackluster. But she said it was way better than a virtual race. And so, but I think like this is what racing is, I think, going to be like for at least a little bit. And it said, except for passing, participants should stay on the far left-hand side of the pathway. And then no drafting rules. So no closer than 10 feet behind or in front of or 6 feet beside competitors anytime. Yeah, so kind of bizarre, really bizarre. But they were able to get a race. And this is where it was in Valpo in Indiana. So not that far from Chicago. So yeah. Shannon Sai says, wow, late to the stream on a work call, but check out the number of viewers. Must be the Sleek News studio. People who wanted to see the kitchen. I think it was just a bizarre thing to see the kitchen. Donovan Hornbeck said there's a local run in Michigan going on in June that has a rolling start. It's like a cross-country race from what I can tell. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey says, I wouldn't be doing any races in the USA, COVID capital of the world. Yeah. What I've definitely gotten the sense of here in just my couple of days here is that like it's as if it didn't even exist here. People, there's people like hanging out in like people hanging out in garages is like a big thing here. And so like as I'm running, I see a lot of that going on. All the businesses are open for inside and outside stuff, for like dine-in and takeout and outdoor seating, and like bars are open. It just, I don't know. It's like very different. I feel like um, it's kind of like being a time traveler where you're like, oh, they don't know yet, or it hasn't come here yet. So I don't know. So I'm also very like concerned that like if cases start spiking here for some reason, because we're not that far from the Wisconsin border here, and so people from Wisconsin and Iowa like frequently just across the river, and I ran by the river today, and that state's been wide open, pretty wide open I think for a long time. So I keep talking to this mic as if it's still on, but it's not on. Maybe it is. If you can get it back. I'm not gonna try to mess with it. Sorry. But yeah, so people like have been all over, and I'm worried that if there's like a spike in cases, people are gonna be like, "Hey, it was that guy up the street that's always outside running. He's been in the grocery store and at the bar." You know, so like it's another reason I just want to make sure that we kind of keep our distance and don't spread anything. Cody Davis says, "How long did it take for you to get comfortable running long distances?" I mean, I think that I started to enjoy. It took me a while to like enjoy the running for the running itself. Because before I was like, I enjoyed the running because I was training for a race. But then at some point it clicked over, and I was like, I just like the running too. The running, it wasn't a means to an end. It was the end in of itself. That took a while. That took probably more than a year for that to happen. But to really enjoy training for a race, probably took after that first race for that to happen. The first one, I was just like, yeah, I told my buddy I'd run it with him, and I got to show up, you know. And so there was a lot of pressure, and so there was that. But it took about a year. So after that first race, we did a 10-mile race. Then I was like, oh, racing's fun. Let's do more races. And so I kept wanting to train and be ready for those. And then after about a year or so, then I was like, I just enjoyed this. And so like the following year, I don't think I did hardly any races. Let's see. I think I like this way to do it. There's a lot of stuff. I'm looking at like so much stuff over here though. I got like my streaming software over here, and then the YouTube studio thing looks different, but it's easier for me to keep track of the comments this way. So I kind of like this. JC says, local running club had our second 5K yesterday in Texas. Staggered start, small number of runners. Yeah, hopefully that's going well. I mean, it's a promising sign if racing's coming back. So I think that's really good. Hopefully, I guess we don't know. I assume that you guys are doing it as safely as can be, and you know, I hope for the best for sure. I hope it's the first of many to come. Let's see. Piet Johnson says, just looking for some advice on my current rotation. I've got the 1080 V10s for long runs. Thinking of adding beacons for easy days, but not sure on a 5K tempo day shoe. Any suggestions? It looks like you're trying to stay with New Balances. I would say like the beacons could be good for that tempo day shoe or that 5K shoe. The other thing to think about for the 5K tempo day is there are some of the shorter distance shoes that New Balance makes that are designed for that. I'm not as familiar as some of their shorter distance shoes, but something else to think about that might fit that bill is the New Balance has a shoe called the Tempo. That might work for you as well. But there's a lot of great shoes in that like 5K and Tempo Day category. So pretty exciting. I think one of the ones that I would like instantly recommend would be the Brooks Hyperion Tempo. That I don't know. I think part of it is just I like the color of that foam. It's just so bizarre. But I like that one a lot. So that's a good one. Kevin Scott said, have you got some super AK camera? Certainly looks less webcammy. Yeah, no, it's this. I have my regular Sony camera that I do my talking stuff for. But I have to kind of like tinker around with it a little bit. Hopefully one of two things. One, hopefully the battery doesn't die, and two, that it doesn't overheat. Because those are the two things that like, did it just get darker in here? Those are the two things that this camera is like really good at doing is like overheating. I think I'm not liking the light here. It's too dark. I think this battery's starting to go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and so I have that set up. Hopefully it'll last the whole time. The first time I turned the camera on down here though, I had it set for like 4K, which would have been overkill for streaming. And so it kind of did me a favor. But these are like fluorescent lights above me, and they were creating this weird flicker all throughout. And so it looked real spooky. And so we were talking about like like kidnapper basement video like stuff. That really made me think of that because it looked super sketchy. But I think no one's come up with some like really good like secret code words. But I will say if I ever make a video talking about how like maybe we can think of something else. But so far here's what I'm like thinking about. If I ever make a video and I'm like, guys, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think that like Chicago deep dish pizza is by far objectively the most superior kind of pizza a person can eat, then I think that'll be my signal to you guys to like come look for me because something's wrong. So, I mean, I know I talk about pizza a lot, and I don't think that Chicago style pizza is bad. I don't think there's such thing as objectively better pizza. I think the best pizza is the pizza you grew up eating. Um, but, so if you grew up eating deep dish pizza, you probably don't order it regularly. So that's the thing. That's why it's the exception to the rule. No one orders deep dish pizza regularly. You only order it when like tourists or visitors come to visit Chicago. But if I ever make a video saying like objectively, hands down, deep dish is the best, I'm in trouble. That's my SOS. Oh yeah, Jeff Elliott says talk about hype rice. But what if I get a hyper rice though? Then people will be like, "Oh no, Kofuzi's in trouble. Send help." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no. It's just a sponsored video, guys. I'm fine." But maybe hype rice will get mad at me trolling them because I've been replying to all their sponsored posts with a little rice bowl emoji. I think I should do like lightning rice bowl maybe. But so maybe I could see that maybe they would like kidnap me and be like, we need this. You're gonna make a video talking about how much you like our hype rice gun. That's actually that's I mean that's not plausible, but that's at least somewhat of a feasible storyline, I guess. But if that happens and I start talking about how deep dish pizza is great and like objectively the best, then like someone's got like my family hostage or something. Awesome, awesome. All right, I lost all. Steve Arnberg says the laptop audio is decent. What laptop is this? This is a. I put tape all over it because this is one that I normally use for work. It's an Acer something. It's a weird laptop. It's a gaming laptop. It's got 6 gigs of video RAM because one of the pieces of software that I use for some reason needs a lot of video RAM. And it has the mouse pad is glass, but it's up front, like towards like the monitor. So it's like reversed. So normally it's like keyboard and then trackpad. This one's like reversed. So it's a really weird gaming laptop, but it seems to be working out okay. I'm glad it's not too bad. It makes me feel like, oh man, I've been making it overcomplicated for nothing. But I'm glad that it's working out. I'll get that other microphone thing sorted for next time. Let's see. Oski 501, what does your mother-in-law think of the stash? I think she probably think it's quaint. She probably think it's cute. Although my wife did say my mother-in-law has been like lurking and watching some of the live streams, so she might be here. But if she is, I think she thinks it's quaint. A lot of the men in her family can grow very, very substantial mustaches. So like this is like, maybe not 5 o'clock shadow, but this is like, a day or two growth for a lot of the men in the family. My father-in-law right now has like, well, I guess I haven't seen him in lately. I've seen him in some like FaceTimes and stuff. So, but like I feel like he's got a nice long beard going because he's been letting it go. But my mother-in-law also has trimmers, so I don't know if she's been trimming it or what. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, has been growing a beard as well, and it's very big and bushy. And so it's just like, it definitely puts mine to shame. So, yeah, that's a funny question. I like that one. Yeah, Patrick Funk said you have internet but no place to charge things. Oh, I have plenty of places to charge things. I just forgot. I meant I did a lot of testing with the microphones and stuff, so I had it on for a while, and I'm thinking that I might have left it on during transport from Chicago to here because it's just dead. So that's all that's going on with the microphone. Jeff Elliott says talk about the hype rice and pronounce it hype without saying hype rice. Oh, I guess if I said it like the correct way, like hyper ice. If I like made a big deal of saying hyper, that could be another one too. I think you guys would know. You would figure it out. You guys are smart, very astute. I can't sneak anything by you guys. Not that I've been trying. Oh, Rick Vegas, check this out. He says Runner's Warehouse was looted, so your shoes will come in 4 months. Oh no, is that true? Oh man. Which one? I think there's a couple of locations. That must be the one in Atlanta. Oh man. Um, that's a bummer. Yeah. Arnold Alanis says just start stating facts about Chicago style pizza. I mean, yeah, I mean, oh, just stating facts about Chicago style pizza. Yeah, those are facts. That's for sure. Um, Lewis Cameron says, just say you were thinking about going for a run in Converse. See, I was thinking about that, but like if I had had this conversation with you guys like 2 years ago, I would said like if I say like I'm gonna review a Skechers shoe like next week, then I'm in trouble. And then like a couple years later, there's decent Skechers shoes, and here I am reviewing them. So I don't want to be like if I'm saying I'm running in Converse, come get me because I need help. Because I don't know. I mean, Converse is still are owned by Nike, I believe. So like you never know. There might be like some sort of like weird like pro tro crossover shoe that they make. I mean, if they can make like an Air Jordan running shoe, right? I mean, I don't think anyone ever ran in it. I think Jamie said he was going to do a review of the Air Jordan like running shoe, but I don't think he ever did he? But yeah, so I don't want to do like a brand of shoe. I feel like it has to be something that we definitely talk about because we talk about pizza all the time, but something that would be not something that I would say. So that's what we got to figure out. The lighting gets the best whenever I like when like lift my hand up. I think it does something to like the white balance, or maybe it's like sometimes like right now I feel like I'm really dark, and then like getting closer doesn't help it. I got to figure the lighting out. Sorry. Jody runs pineapple will be a safe word for a 100-mile race. And with the first 10K, I found myself running in a pineapple farm. That's that's funny. That's so funny. Oh man, that's hilarious. Um, Cody Davis says, I can't be the only person that thinks the Clifton Edge is the mullet of shoes, business in the front and party in the back. Yeah, I was thinking that shoe is so ridiculous and it makes no sense. But lately I've been here running in some of the hills over here. Not that they're huge hills, because I'm only getting like 500 feet, not even, of uphill during my runs over like a 6 mile, like kind of like loop. So it makes 12 miles total, but like over a 6 mile period. And but on the downhill, like I've been running in the Escalante, which is zero drop. In the downhill, the Escalante, it leaves me wanting something, and I'm thinking what I want is some more like heel. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're on something. I don't know. So now I'm thinking like maybe I'll try it. I don't know. We'll see. Sebastian Barahona says, hey Kofuzi, I hope you and family are doing well. Just came from a 7.5 mile interval run. Pretty beat, to be honest. Suggestions on post-workout meals. I'll eat anything, honestly. I'm an eating machine. Well, the one thing I would say is right after the workout, I mean, some people are like really like harp on it, and they're like, you have to eat within 30 minutes, at least 20 to 40 grams of protein. I say eating is good, and if you could have something with protein, better. I sometimes will take a protein shake with me to work, like just the powder, and then I'll fill it with water in my run commute bag. But I also just think like eating is good. And if you're an eating machine, I would say listen to your cravings because your body's going to tell you what it needs. And in terms of like suggestions, workout meals, I think like simple foods that are easy to digest, like whole grain breads, fruit, nut butters, dried fruit, vegetables, that kind of thing. I would say the fewer degrees of separation from like how it grows in nature to how you eat it is probably the better stuff because it's easier for your body to absorb. Because I feel like after a run, like your nutrition wise, your body is thirsty, so to speak. I'm not a nutritionist, so I might be completely making that up. But that's kind of like the sense I get. That's why I feel like there's always weird cravings at the end of a run. And that's your body's way of saying like, hey, we need some things. Go get them. Let's see. Ines Dunbar says, yeah, Kofuzi is going from relaxed on the couch to hyper in the basement. Yeah, this morning we had did the Instagram live stream from the couch, and now we're doing it in the basement because I had time like during the day today to kind of like figure out like stake my claim to see now the lighting's great, right? It's why like the hands have to be in a certain position. And if I do this for a little while, it'll get darker. But so I kind of like I'm figuring out like what my spot's going to be. I got a table laid out with stuff here so I can like have things at the ready so that way I can just come down, sit down and film. So I'm hoping that really speeds things up and saves me a lot of time. And also allows us to do cool stuff like this thing when we're looking at this website over here, you know, and then we can like look at things. So here's my goal. Someone asked earlier if there's going to be a Strava group, and I meant to do it today so I could talk about it right now, but I didn't get it done. But what I would like to do is create the Strava group, and then we can like talk about things that are happening, you know, on the web stream, on the live stream, like pulling up a browser like that. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking. So getting things like set up, really diving into it because I have more time to dive into this kind of stuff. So TV76, mother-in-law is lurking. You always pick up the funny phrases that I drop. Let's see. KJ Mark 8773. Chicago deep dish pizza is the best post-workout meal. I do think pizza is a great post-workout food. I do like it. I'm not going to say that Chicago deep dish is great for that because then I don't want to get anyone's like red flags going off. But the Chicago half marathon, it's not deep dish, but they have a home run in pizza. But they have pizza as like the post-race food. Like you get like you get a beer ticket and you get a food ticket, and one of the food tickets is for pizza, and I love that. I think more places should have that. Although I guess that's hard because then there's a lot of vegans, and then yeah, so I can understand how that's hard. But as far as a post-race food, I like it. But my favorite is I usually like bean tacos, like refried beans, something like spicy, something like protein, a little bit of protein, fat, and then something a little bit of spice. That's kind of what I like. Let's see. Tony Yu says, would you ever record your IG lives and post on YouTube for those who don't have IG? Probably not. And here's the thing, Tony. You're not missing out, I guess, anymore because I announced this morning, that I'm going to end the morning live streams on Instagram. I'll still do the afternoon live streams for now on YouTube. That's still going to happen every day. But the morning ones, I'm ending that. The main reason being like a lot of the world is opening back up again. So people can get out and run. People in India, I believe, can run again. People in Spain, people in Italy. So borders are opening all over the European Union. So I feel like it's time to like, you know, as those restrictions are easing, I think it's time to put an end to the Instagram live stream. It was a lot of fun. I had so much fun with it. A lot of you guys that are here now were there too, and we've been having a good time. But I think toning it down to one a day, I think is okay for now. So that's kind of where I'm going. So you're not missing anything anymore, Tony. Jeffrey had talking about Hoka shoes. Where did that go? Well, sometimes it just jumps and I lose them. Okay. Should I get a pair of Clifton or Rincon? I bought a pair of Bondi for recovery days. I think if you've got the Bondi for recovery, I would probably look more towards the Rincon for you, because if you've got the Bondi and the Clifton are like relatively close. I think the Clifton is much more versatile than the Clifton has been in previous years. I didn't run in any of the previous year Cliftons, but from the way other people describe them, it now seems like it's a much faster of a shoe, but you can still take it for a wide variety of things. The Bondi is that max cushion shoe, low and slow, easy days, all your low heart rate days. But I think the Rincon is something when you're going for that higher intensity, I think is going to suit you really well. So that's what I would pick for you. Let's see. CC says, is the Clifton 7 in your review lineup for the summer? It is. As soon as it comes out, I'll pick up a pair. I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember because I kind of got yelled at. Jamie and we didn't go together. But like we each got invited to go to this like virtual kind of like trade show kind of thing, where like a whole bunch of brands got together and they got to put on 15-minute like presentations of what's coming. And you could ask questions of the people that were up there. Like they did their thing for like 10 minutes and then they saved like 5 minutes for questions. And I think the audience, couldn't see who anyone else was, but I think the audience was like a lot of retailers, a lot of buyers, and then some like influencers like Jamie and I. It's a weird word, but I guess that's where we're at. Um, and then at some point, I think the person for Tracksmith was on, and then Jamie was asking questions about like the guy from Tracksmith came on, and he was like, "Yeah, this material, this wool is fantastic. I actually just got back from a run. I just wore this, and it's just amazing." And then Jamie like types in a question. I'm just sitting there watching this thing. I think I was like eating lunch as I'm doing it, and all of a sudden I see a question pop up from Jameson Michael, and then it says, "That looks great on runners. How is that long sleeve going to do for regular joggers?" Or yeah, like I think it was just regular. I don't think he said elite joggers. I think he just said for joggers. And then I just started laughing because the Tracksmith guy answered the question very seriously, and so I was dying laughing. And then like the two presenters later, or maybe even the next presenter, was Hoka, and they were talking about the seven, the Clifton seven, the Edge, and the Bondi seven. And when he was talking about the Clifton seven, I was like, when does it come out? And is black going to be a launch colorway? you know, and so that way Jamie knew I was in there. And then Jamie responded with another question and goes, "I know that this shoe is great for runners, but what about people who are not as into running but just love jogging?" And so the guy was answering that, both my question. I was somewhat seriously asking that. I do want to know if black's a release colorway, because if it isn't, that tells me that I gotta wait till July before I plan to review that shoe. Anyway, but so he answered my question seriously. Black will be an initial color at the release. And then he started answering Jamie's, and then like the moderator was like, "Oh, it looks like some of our influencers are very enthusiastically participating, and we love that. But everyone knows that Jameson Michael is not a jogger; he's a very established runner." So we got our hands slapped a little bit. But yeah, I will be reviewing. That's a very long way of saying yes. I'm going to review the 7 as soon as it comes out. I don't know if anyone's going to send it to me. So currently, I'm planning on buying it. I don't know. I think Roadrunner is going to send me one though. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Time in Running says, is that what that says? Time in Running says, "Are you interested in trying a more cushioned zero drop shoe?" Yes, for sure, because I'm enjoying the Escalante so much. So I think I'm probably try the Torin, or the other alternative is I am running on a lot of dirt roads right now, and I feel like Ultra is like, bailiwick is trails. So maybe I should get a trail shoe from Ultra. So I'm kind of up in the air, because before I was like, I'm gonna try the Torin, right? Yeah. I was gonna try the Torin 4, but now I might try trail shoe. So we'll see. Daniel Galvin says, "Have you seen the Pegasus Trail 2? Will you be reviewing them when they release?" I've seen it. I think it looks so weird. I don't like this like Metcon influence, like the shoes that have like all the stuff coming up on the side. I don't like it. So I might. The thing is, like, between the Pegasus Trail 2, the Terra Kiger, and the Wild Horse, I'll probably review one of those, not all 3. So probably the Pegasus Trail 2 makes the most sense for me. And that would actually be really good for some of the dirt roads around here, I think. Bert Legas says, "All the pizza talk wants you want to switch the oven on and bake one." I got you right here. No, I'm just kidding. There's no oven back here. But that would be great if there was like, I should get like a toaster oven and cook some pizza rolls in there. That would be the Monday mukbang, right? Just open up the door, get some pizza rolls going. Pretty funny. Jeff Elliott says, "I like the Torin, but they seem more like a daily trainer than Max Fish." Oh, really? I thought that was like I guess there's the Torin plush, right? Patrick Vong says, "Watch Seth's vlog today. He was talking about trail shoes." Oh, okay. I'll check it out. I thought his video today was about daily trainers, or was that yesterday's? He makes so many videos. I can't keep up. I can't keep up watching him, let alone like I don't understand his production schedule. He's a beast. Cody Davis says, "When it comes to running shoes, I want the loudest colorway, even though I'm slow, but I don't care." I mean, that's great. It's a great way to express yourself, I think, because it's a running shoe, so it's like it could be whatever you want it to be. But he says, "But I do love the classic black and white shoe." Yeah, I used to be all about like the triple black, but I'm thinking, you need to have like a nice other color in there, like gray or white for the midsole. I think it makes sense. Um, Jason says, "What do you think the best supermarket pizza is?" It's definitely not Whole Foods. Whole Foods, well, at least the pizza that's at the like that at the bar is terrible. It's always dried out. It's just that's not the way pizza was meant to be eaten. Best supermarket pizza though, like the kind of you get in the freezer, you think is? I think that's what you're talking about. Um, I would say DiGiorno. I probably like DiGiorno. That's probably what we normally get. A big part of that though is because it is allergy friendly for us, so we can eat those at home. And then we don't venture too far away from that, just because like minimize risk in that regard. So, but I mean, pizza's pizza. Even bad pizza is still pizza. So like I like it. And now every time I say pizza, I'm gonna have to be very careful about and dance around deep dish because I'm gonna be worried that I'm gonna accidentally send off like a warning flare. um, Scott says, I just got word from upstairs that we were having salmon and too late to switch to pizza. That's so funny. Martha says toaster oven. Does it does that make it a toast or toast oven? That's funny. Um, KCA says the Nike Wild Horse 6 are great on the trails. Yeah, I had the 5 and I just felt like it was more shoe than I could really justify like using. I felt like I wasn't pushing it enough. And so I mean, when I made that initial thought that I wasn't going to review it, I wasn't planning on running a lot of dirt roads. And it rained all day today here, well, all morning. And so like I didn't run on the dirt roads today, but I imagine everything's pretty sloppy up there. We'll see what it's like tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm thinking I might need something a little bit more rugged, I think. Um, got some talk on the Dan Rodriguez says Torrent 4.5. Uh-oh. Did you guys lose me? All right. Torrent 4.5 plush coming out in June, supposedly improves on the upper. Okay, cool. All right. We are hitting low bit rate. So I think that is a good signal here for us to kind of wrap it up because it's 3:45. It's time to get going. Um, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I kind of think this is working. I've got some ideas how we can make like being able to pull up stuff on the browser, like on the side over here, a little bit more fun. I'm gonna work on this. I don't think I'm gonna quite get to the level of like gamers where like on like a Twitch stream where it's just like a vomit of information all over. But I think we could do some stuff. So we can like look up pictures, look up facts if we need to do that ever, like fact check ourselves on stuff. So I think this will be fun. Hope you guys like it. I think this is working. I'll nail it down. We'll get it dialed in, and it'll be an adventure together from the basement where I am very safe, I assure you. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in today. I'll be back here only not on Instagram anymore, but not at least for live streams, but I'll be back here for Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. I'm trying to think of a way how we can incorporate the audio visuals for Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. But yeah, Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. Hope you guys come check it out. All right. Thanks, everybody. Hope you guys stay safe out there on your runs. I'll see you soon.